Purdue, fresh value chicken thighs with drumsticks, $1.99 per pound. Golden ripe pineapples, just $4.99 each, saving $3. Tide 2X laundry detergent, only $24.99 for a 92-ounce bottle. You save $2.06. ShopRite shredded cheese, just $2.99 for an 8-ounce package. Matchlight charcoal, only $7.99 for a 3.1-pound bag. You save $3.06. Visit our website at www.marketplace.bm for more weekly specials.
You can count on us.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Thursday, April 18th. I'm Jasmine Patterson, and thanks for joining us. Well, a recently completed report sent to the government on the latest environmental inspection of the Tatum Middle School has been seen by Bermuda Broadcasting News. Our Tarai Trot had a look at the document and reports problems identified in the inspection 2 years ago appear to have gotten worse.
In the latest inspection report of the troubled Tatum Middle School, dated the 15th of April and obtained by Bermuda Broadcasting News, inspectors conclude that many of the concerns and issues identified in previous inspections dating back to 2017 were addressed previously, but since resurfaced in and across certain areas of the school. Inspectors note that it appears previous environmental issues morphed into larger ones due to a combination of a lack of action, maintenance, and proper housekeeping practices. In their latest inspection in April, they did find evidence of foul odors with unclear sources, elevated mold levels in some parts of the school, and other environmental hazards. Going forward, it was recommended, among other things, that the scope, frequency, and quality of cleaning at the school must be improved by way of training as well as increased monitoring and management of janitorial staff. It is recommended that there be a reduction in the use of scented oils, air fresheners, and other deodorizing aerosols. Elsewhere in the report, inspectors appear to cast doubt over the authenticity of all of the health complaints from staff and pupils at the school. Officials also comment on the number of incomplete health complaint forms received from staff members at the Tatum over illness due to mold. The report points out 9 complaint forms were received on April the 15th, for instance, and of these 9, 8 forms related to what they describe as vague complaints from teachers, with one relating to a complaint from a student. Some complaint forms, the report further notes, lack the required dates and signatures. Inspectors describe complaints received as, quote, very general in nature, and note the symptoms that were reportedly being experienced were not deemed specific enough to determine any specific cause, objective links in the absence of a doctor's report or medical information from a trusted source. For instance, one grievance from a teacher complained of chest infections and asthma, and that they were susceptible to upper respiratory issues. However, inspectors note that no additional medical details or a doctor's report was advanced to further help validate the complaint. Similarly, the report points out in another case, a substitute teacher complained of itching, burning, and watery eyes and a strong smell of mold in classrooms. However, their symptoms were noted to be general in nature and, according to inspectors, were not substantiated by any reliable medical reports. There was also no real indication as to when the substitute teacher's supposed symptoms began or their duration. You recall students and teachers abandoning the school recently and refusing to return after years of complaints, and teachers recently complaining of numerous illnesses allegedly linked to mold in the building. It's now left to be seen how the findings of the latest report will be addressed and what measures will be implemented to once and for all bring an end to the problems impacting Tatum. Tarai Trot reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Diallo Rabane today provided an update on the health and safety issues at the school. Mike Sharp reports.
Minister Rabane said it is the hope to provide some transportation to some students relocated.
The hope is that the students will be confident enough to catch the public bus system, but as I mentioned, some parents have expressed that they have challenges with that, and we are in the process of discussing with them alternative methods.
Minister Rabane had this reaction to reports about 15 staff and students sick from the school building.
Oh, interestingly, that you do mention that, because it is covered extensively in the health and safety report that was submitted by the health and safety officer, Titus Gordon.
Okay.
In that report, he has obtained the health and safety forms that the teachers did fill out and submitted, and it does contain a summary of that. What is of interest is in all of the summaries of the reports that he did submit, he noted that there wasn't any actual documentation from any medical members attached to those forms.
The education minister is deeply concerned. Some parents are considering keeping their children home rather than relocate them.
I would urge those parents to reconsider that and think about the actual students and their educational journey that they're on. This is an unfortunate circumstance, but we would have been in this place if anything else had happened to the building. Say there was a fire at that building or something catastrophic happened to the building and we had to reallocate students to other schools. So this is something that I urge parents to really think about the need, and really think about the students and their need to be in schools to get the education that they're there to get, versus withdrawing them and keeping them at home.
The Department of Education facilities team are hoping all necessary repairs to the school can be carried out by August or 4 months' time. I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
The One Bermuda Alliance leader Craig Cannonier says the job losses at Butterfield are a body blow, but the warning signs were there for the government to see. Here's Maya Palacio with more.
The OBA leader argues the volume of retail sales have fallen for 10 consecutive months. Business confidence is down, back office jobs are leaving Bermuda, the cost of doing business is rising, and our taxes and health costs have increased. Mr. Cannonier described Premier David Bart's language in his comments about the situation as threatening, and although it may please his core supporters, will only serve to harm Bermuda. He reminded that Michael Neff, the managing director, Bermuda, indicated, reflecting customers' preferences to increasingly conduct their banking transactions through electronic channels, we have seen in-branch volumes drop by over 50% during the last decade. This, Mr. Cannonier stated, is a form of financial technology, or fintech, which can create but also destroy jobs through greater efficiencies. In the long run, it could actually mean fewer jobs. The opposition leader expressed hope that all those affected by the redundancies are able to find new employment very soon. He ended, given the perilous state of our economy, the questions that must be asked are, where is the economic stimulus plan, and after Butterfield, who is next? I'm Maya Palacio reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Please stay with us. We have more right after this short break.
Come down Front Street, you can see the end and the crowd roaring, and you actually see your teammates because they kind of corral at the end, and you race towards them and finish it off, and everyone's there to celebrate. Fantastic.
What's good is that by just entering, it means that I get back in the pool and start swimming again, and I think that's what I like, being able to do all three disciplines, but being forced into it really by entering.
I implore you to sign up and commit to doing this fantastic event. You won't regret it.
Wednesday, the 24th of April, Michael Ramsden returns to Bermuda, accompanied by fellow Christian apologists Alicia Wood and Vince Vitale, also of the Ravi Zacharias International Ministries. Once again, we tackle the mysteries and misconceptions arising from the Christian worldview. Has Christianity failed? Where is God in suffering? And why believe in fairy tales? Plan to attend this fascinating forum at the Mid-Ocean Amphitheater on the 24th of April at 7:30. Free tickets at ptix.bm.
4K ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
You can count on us.
Yukon Gold potatoes, $4.99 for a 5-pound bag. Don't forget your codfish for your fish cakes, only $5.99 for a 16-ounce package. Great for Easter Sunday, stovetop stuffing, just $3.29 for a 6-ounce box. Trappy's Sugary Sam sweet potatoes, only $1.99 for a 15-ounce tin. Robin Hood bread and roll mix for your Easter baking, just $3.69 for a 3-pound bag. Have a safe Good Friday and a happy Easter from the marketplace.
You can count on us.
More news on the education front. Claims that support staff at the CedarBridge Academy are being told they will have to accept reduced hours of work or be faced with possible redundancies. We're told around 30 workers refuse to accept reduced hours, as this will mean less take-home pay as well as less time in which to perform their duties. Workers we spoke with complain the situation is a result of what they allege is poor management of funds over a number of years. When we contacted the Ministry of Education for comment, we were referred referred to the CedarBridge Academy Board of Governors, which is headed up by Jason Wade. He indicated a statement would be issued in due course. A source close to the situation told us no employee hours have been cut and that on Monday of this week, CedarBridge officials attempted to reassure employees that they are committed to preserving jobs. Elsewhere, we understand that with negotiations set to begin shortly, any decisions will be made in collaboration with the workers' union representatives with a view towards protecting jobs. Well, the Bermuda Regulatory Authority is seeking your feedback on net neutrality and the future of the island's telecommunications landscape. Here's more in this report. Many would agree the internet is a revolutionary communications tool of the 21st century. But as we grow increasingly reliant on the web, how we govern it as a country calls for further scrutiny. The Bermuda Regulatory Authority, which regulates the telecommunications sector, is opening up the discourse on net neutrality.
The basic concept behind that is that all lawful internet access, whether it's Netflix or email, should all be treated equally. One shouldn't be prioritized over the other. So if you're watching some YouTube clip, it shouldn't drop out because the internet provider decided email was more important and you should get your YouTube more slowly. So that's a very broad brush of it.
The concept of an open internet has been heavily debated for the past decade, with the United States ultimately ruling to preserve it in 2015 with new legislation. This law prevents internet service providers, or ISPs, blocking lawful content or accepting fast lane payoffs from content makers. But it's not a done deal.
They did have a net neutrality law. They reversed it. And they had, I think it was called Freedom, Open Freedom or something like that. I can't remember exactly. And then since which I think a new bill has been introduced to the House to go back to net neutrality. So the U.S. is kind of in flux right now. Yeah. The EU has settled on it. They've made their decision. So have other jurisdictions.
Given that Bermuda will open a public consultation period on the subject in the not-so-distant future. In the meantime, the island has lifted a moratorium on the granting of new communications licenses, opening the local market up to new investors.
We did do an analysis of the market to see whether it could sustain other participants, and we believe it can. So, ultimately, it's a decision that entrepreneurs or other businesses will make for themselves.
All responses for this public consultation are due by April 26th. We asked whether lifting a cap on license holders will cause little change in the market landscape, which at the moment sees two dominant players.
Instead of there being an artificial cap in the sense that there are no new licensees allowed, it allows new people to come into the market and for it to actually show whether or not what the number is of sustainable entrants into the market, whether it is just two or whether it's way more. We don't know because the market hasn't been allowed to work in that manner.
Once a decision is made on the iCalls process, the RA says they could be accepting new applicants as soon as next month, but they were unable to state how many firms have shown interest in Bermuda's market. Let's take a look now at our AccuWeather forecast.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
Good evening. The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm your AccuWeather meteorologist, Dajia Swad. As we continue through tonight, we're going to have high pressure building on in. There's a bit of a stalled out or lingering front, I should say, that's going to continue to bring in the clouds and the chance for some very spotty activity. But really moving into tomorrow, high pressure going to be dominating our pattern. And we're going to notice winds no longer out of the north, but coming in out of the east tonight and then changing into the southeast as we move into tomorrow. So here's a closer look for you in terms of that shower activity. Very sparse, nothing to worry about. Current conditions across the islands, winds out of the northeast at 15 miles per hour, 15 knots, excuse me. Water temperature at 70 and the island temperature in the upper 60s. Waves in the reef running 1 to 2 feet. And waves out 3 to 6 feet. And we're going to be looking at some good boating days for tomorrow as well. Now, we do have a small craft warning for Friday night. So during the day is where you should take advantage of doing some boating. Your next high tide is at 8:46 p.m. this evening. Next low tide at 3:15 a.m. on your Friday morning, followed by a high tide at 9:11 a.m. on your Friday morning, and a low tide to follow at 3:21 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. As As we move into tonight, it's clear out there, going to be breezy. Once again, some spotty shower activity likely to dodge the island with a low of 62. Temperatures going to continue to warm up, and we'll get lots of sunshine for tomorrow, high of 72 and a low 66. Still going to be feeling breezy conditions with winds coming more out of the south. Here's a look at the futurecast tonight starting at 8 p.m. High pressure going to continue to nudge its way on in, and we're noticing the clouds and moisture really going to be limited for Bermuda. Then into your Friday, we'll be watching a system approach from the United States from the west there. That's not really going to arrive, that front, until Monday, Tuesday, and that's where we can see our next chance for some wet weather. Now, as we take you across the Caribbean, you're looking at a temperature of 84 in Jamaica, 76 for your low in Jamaica, with some spotty shower activity. Trinidad, 91 with lows in the mid to upper 70s, and still a chance for some spotty showers with clouds and sun mixing. If you have any travel plans, Toronto, New York, and Boston all in a wet forecast, as well as Atlanta, where we're seeing some severe weather tonight. You're looking at a temperature of 66 in Atlanta for tomorrow with a low 45. Miami even getting in that wet weather with a high of 87, chance for some thunderstorms. Now, for your extended forecast, your dry Friday and Saturday with temperatures in the lower 70s, and to Sunday a bit more cloud cover, and really by Monday we'll be noticing clouds continuing to press their way in. Monday night is when we start to get that chance for that front to press on through, looking wet for your Tuesday.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
CedarBridge Academy's graduating class of 2019 will pay tribute to victims of the 9/11 attack during their annual fashion show. As Maya Palacio finds out, staff and students say the task is far from easy.
CedarBridge Academy class of 2019 is facing a challenging yet exciting task for their upcoming annual fashion show. They want to pay tribute to the victims of September 11th, 2001. In the year they were born, one tragic event changed the world.
We are putting on a fashion show regarding 9/11, and the theme for 9/11 was because in our year, the 9/11 collapse happened, and we feel that every year when we have a fashion show, we center it around something that was big.
We do our main tribute in the opening and closing scene, which we're still currently in the process of completing, because it's actually a really hard process just to give a tribute back to those Bermudian victims.
Many people lost their lives, including 3 Bermudians, and the school has tried to reach out to their families.
We're paying our respects. We've tried to reach out to the families, and those would be families of Ms. Rondell Tankard, Mr. Boyd Gatton, and Mr. Robert Higley. But we haven't had much luck with some, but we have heard back from the family of the late Miss Tankard, and we've reached out, we've spoken to them in depth, and they will be attending the show, and we want to pay tribute to them on the night of the show.
The biggest challenge we have faced is trying not to come across insensitively with our actions in the fashion show.
Finding this theme for this show wasn't easy, because usually we focus the theme around something significant that happened in the year, and the only thing that happened significant in the year was something negative. So kind of trying to find a positive in the situation has been very difficult for me, but we're still working on it. But so the challenge for me has been exciting.
Although the challenges for the school is steep, it's still a fashion show, and the expectations of fun and community are key roles of the night.
I'm just really excited because we're all in S4 and we're about to graduate, and it's just really exciting just to be able to just end our year, because this is a tradition that CedarBridge has held for a number of years, and just for us to continue it on and tie it back to the year that all the S4s were born, and it's just really exciting, and I'm just very excited for everyone to see the performance that we'll display.
I'm excited to showcase my talent because I'm making my outfits for these scenes. I'm excited to just dress up and express myself, because I don't do fashion shows, so this is my first time. So I'm just excited to show what I'm made of.
The fashion show will be on April 26th and 27th at the Ruth Seaton James. Tickets can be purchased at the door, and all are welcomed. I'm Maya Palacio, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
And still to come, Earl Basin will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
Sears is Bermuda's largest home appliance store with over 200 appliances in our showroom. We have refrigerators and freezers, gas ovens and electric ranges, washers and dryers. Sears has a wide selection of craftsman's tools and accessories. Beautify your home with our lawn and garden tools. We have everything you need for outdoor entertaining. Located at 41 Victoria Street, Sears is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sears, reliable delivery, quality service, and everyday low prices.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Over time, your mattress goes through a lot. That's why at Dreams, our experts recommend you replace your mattress every 8 years for a better night's sleep. Replace every 8 years and sleep better with Dreams.
For the world we're gonna make.
Made with care, handled with care, delivered with care. Now that's what dreams are made of.
Are you a drone operator? Did you know there are now 3 no-fly zones in Bermuda? These include LF Wade International Airport, Police Headquarters in Prospect, and Westgate Correctional Facility. These no-fly zones have been created for everyone's safety and security. Any person who breaks these laws commits a punishable offense and may be prosecuted. Find out more at bcaa.bm.
Earl Basin has the latest from the sports desk.
Daniel Phillips has moved into the quarterfinal round on the Rafa Nadal Tour under-14 tennis tournament going on in Barcelona.
In his third-round main draw match, Phillips would once again come good as he defeated Daniil Meschani, but needed 3 sets. Phillips won the first set 7-5, but Meschani won the second set 6-1. Phillips will close out the match, winning the third set 6-4. Meanwhile, the Bermuda Breeze Championships, which is a USTA Category 2 tournament, continued at the Coral Beach and Tennis Clubs. In men's 65 singles quarterfinal round action, Wilfred Gonzalez defeated David Schimmer 7-5, 4-6, 6-love. In women's 40 doubles semifinal round action, Erica Beauvais and Leslie Flynn defeated Rebecca Bart and Rebecca Cooper 6-love, 6-love. In mixed 60 doubles round robin action, Tom Morley and Joanne Morley defeated Edith Conyers and James Watlington 6-2, 6-4. Charmaine Thomas defeated Maggie Eager in women's 40 singles consolation final round action 6-3, 6-love. And in women's 50 singles final round, Andrea Hines defeated Kim Burns 6-2, 6-love. Dowry Rollins and his Sussex Seconds teammates took on Hampshire Seconds in the Second 11 Trophy match at the Aegis Bowl. Sussex batted first and were bowled out for 294. Luke Wells was the top scorer with 55, while Joe Cook added 49. Rollins was out for 44 after facing 38 deliveries, hitting 3 4s and 2 6s. In reply, Hampshire were bowled out for 180, with Sussex winning by 114 runs. Rollins led the bowling attack for Sussex, returning figures of 4.1 overs, no maidens, 4 for 12. Meanwhile, Kamal Leverock turned out for Nottinghamshire Seconds in their Second 11 Championship match at the county ground Northampton against Northamptonshire. At the close of play on day 1 of the 3 days, Nottinghamshire trailed by 264 runs with 7 wickets remaining. Nottinghamshire Seconds batted first and were bowled out for 315. Emilio Gay was the top scorer with 80. Leverock finished with figures of 6 overs, no maidens, none for 39. At the close of play, Nottinghamshire Seconds were 51 for 3. Gillian Teixeira and Tyler Lopes continue competing on week 1 of the Centaur Park International Horse Jumping Easter Tour event going on in Belgium. Teixeira would win the 1.35 meter in 2 phases class, riding Iluna Di Cantaro. The pair clocked a first phase clear round time of 31.95, and then they would clock a clear second phase time of 28.98. Teixeira would also compete on Escalada in the same class, and they would finish 14th. They had a clear first phase time of 34.04. They then clocked a second phase time of 33. 23-23, but they had 4 penalty fault points. Lopes and Hamlet de Cantero finished 35th in the 1.35-meter Grand Prix Table A class, clocking a time of 72.29, but they had 12 penalty fault points. As we reported earlier this week, Bermuda's men's national bowling team will head out this weekend for the Men's Pan American Championships in Lima, Peru. Team captain Lamar Richardson feels good about this team heading out.
The team is actually very confident. We're putting in a lot of work since we got back from the World Championships in Hong Kong. And, been working hard, working in a lot of areas of our game that needed a bit of improvement. And I would say spirits are really high. Well, we're pretty confident that we can get on there and medal in these games.
Lamar, a seat on the plane to the Pan American Games is on the line. What are you telling your teammates?
Trust the process. Trust what we've learned at the camps, training camps that we've been to. Trust your teammates and what they see, and just be prepared for anything and be able to make the adjustments that we need to. And most of all, we just got to make sure we have fun. Because if we go down there and put too much pressure on ourselves, we're not going to do well. But we all know what we got to do. We all know how to do it. And we certainly know that we can compete with the level of competition that's going to be down there. So it's just a matter of going down there and getting the job done and being confident in our training and know that everything is going to come together when it needs to.
Walker Campbell and his William & Mary men's golf teammates fired its best round of the tournament as it shot a 11 over 293 in the final round of the Rutherford Intercollegiate Golf Tournament. William & Mary rounded out the tournament with a 40 over 892 and finished 10th. Campbell finished tied 65th after his 3-round total of 19 over par, 232.
I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
There are many great reasons to consider buying a Kia or Toyota electric car from Bermuda Motors. Here are the top 5. You'll be pleasantly surprised how much money you save over filling up a traditional gas car at the pumps. Plus, electric cars are quick and easy to charge. You'll be impressed by the smooth, quiet acceleration and comfortable ride of an electric car. In Bermuda, there's no such thing as range anxiety. With an electric car, you can typically drive more than 100 miles over several days without having to recharge. Electric cars need very little maintenance. They don't require an oil change, spark plugs, or tune-up, and there's no transmission or exhaust system to repair. Electric cars are awesome for the environment. They dramatically reduce harmful emissions and don't pollute our island's clean, fresh air. Choose an all-electric Kia Soul or the hybrid Kia Niro or Toyota Prius C from Bermuda Motors.
Welcome to Furniture Walk. At Furniture Walk, we have one of the island's widest selections of top brand home furnishings, including Stearns & Foster, Craftmaster, Natuzzi, Universal, Bassett, and many more. Whether you're freshening up your living room or remodeling your entire home, we have all the brands and top quality furnishings you'll need. We also offer in-house financing. Can't find what you're looking for in-store? No problem. We can special order it for you. Our website has an even larger selection of the world's best furniture. Stop by our Paget store and we'll be happy to help you get on your way to finding the perfect selection for your home or office. Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda's homes for over 30 years.
4K ready box, cloud DVR storage, more local channels on every device in your home. Get more with FiberWire TV.
We are the voices.
You are with the captain.
It's Mr. Midday.
12 new major news.
The big station.
The morning show. The number one song.
The Faces.
You're watching Bermuda Tonight.
This is exactly what you're talking about.
What an upset it was.
The Storytellers.
They are actually using the pepper spray.
Police are aware of this theory.
The water is 3,500 meters deep.
The tax climbs up to 12.5%.
The window on our community.
We bring you the best in U.S. television entertainment
and the greatest sporting events in the world.
A brilliant performance of Duffy.
We are the island's only Bermudian-owned broadcaster of both television and radio.
With the only TV channels that are available over the air in beautiful high definition, completely free.
We are always expanding.
We are always innovating.
And most important, we're always your station.
This is Bermuda Broadcasting.
And that's our program for this evening. Have a safe and enjoyable Easter holiday. I'm Jasmine Patterson. Good night.
Jasmine Patterson's wardrobe and makeup is provided by Gibbons Company.